Hey everyone, coming at you with another What's Rad video. This week's What's Rad video may be a little different from previous weeks. Last week I picked up one independent book, interestingly enough, um, Walking Dead. Probably should have picked up Stillwater, but I had very classic titles, Marvel heavy pickups that I had from the shop last week, and I think I'm going to talk about two titles that I've just really have been invested in very recently and really liking. Starting off with Venom. Venom number 30. This is the end of the Venom Beyond arc that Donny Cates is writing. Um, so really, our Venom and or Eddie, his son, and Dylan have been transported to this other universe where this man right here called Codex is basically taken over the universe, kind of runs, or at least taken over the Earth, kind of runs everything that goes on through there. And Codex is this alternate universe's version of Dylan, Eddie's son, and he has this like mental command over all symbiotes, and he just takes symbiotes, attaches them to other people, and then controls those other people through his control of the symbiotes. Venom Beyond, which the character was introduced at the start of this arc, was like a Venom, looked like he was a Venom suited person in Iron Man armor, and it turns out it is Mac Gargan, the original Scorpion from decades ago in Amazing Spider-Man. Mac Gargan, who just scraps together money to buy War Machine parts from someone to attack Eddie Brock Venom because he is just upset with him, mad at him, and he wants to get revenge on him. And then turns out that Matt Gargan becomes a lackey for this Codex who's running this alternate universe that everyone's transported to. And in this story, it's the finale of the arc, like I said. So they're trying to wrap up, get the heck out of here, figure out what's going on, and leave this universe. Like, as you see here, Otto Octavius, Dr. Octopus, is just a science lackey hand assistant to Codex. And Otto Octavius tells Codex at the start of the story, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I just figured out interdimensional travel. Those guys that came through with this different tech and this portal stuff, like, yeah, I figured it out. And so Codex is like, all right, sweet. Well, let's just take over all of universes because I have the power to do that now, traveling different places. And we find out that Eddie is met up with this version's Reed Richards, who is a wacky old man down here, all white bearded and stuff. He's still extremely smart, but quite crazy. He is also trying to figure out the interdimensional travel that Otto Octavius has just figured out for Eddie and Dylan to go on their way back to their own homes. And we obviously get into a big fight for everyone to get home. Here's Eddie's riding a fantastic car, crashes it into Codex's place, trying to attack him. And you see these people that look like Avengers. I mean, there's Captain America, there's Thor, there's Black Panther, Iron Man, She-Hulk, Black Widow maybe. They're all being controlled by symbiotes through Codex, fighting on this side all of our heroes, all of our Agent Venom looking friends. And here's Virus I was talking about earlier, the Venom looking Iron Man suited crazy guy who was trying to kill Eddie Brock. Matt Gargan gets back in his virus suit and betrays Eddie because he doesn't believe Eddie promised that if they got him home, that Eddie would just let him go, not punish him for the crimes he had committed. And Matt Gargan did not believe him, rightfully so, because Eddie says, yeah, I would have just put him in prison back when we got on our Earth. But then to stop all of this going on, Anne Wang, Eddie's wife, longtime girlfriend, mother of Dylan, she has an idea, and they get Dylan from our universe to touch hands with Dylan from this other universe, Codex, and they react in an insane, crazy kind of way, and it like melds their minds together, and they all have this. They have the same memories So Codex remembers his life through Dylan's eyes, and Dylan's remembers through Codex's eyes, I believe, and it basically cures Codex from being this insane, crazy monster. And he passes out in his mom's arms, and his skin starts to fade from not just pure white to just extremely pale, and he turns into a kid again. And I guess they spend an entire year in this alternate universe, because it takes a while. It's going to take a long time for Reed Richards to figure out how to get this interdimensional travel up and running. So it's a long time that they're stuck here on this planet, and they're about to leave. And even after that 1 year, it says again appear months later. So very long time. They finally got the interdimensional portal up and running, and Eddie, as he's leaving, he's trying to get Anne to come with him. I mean, we've spent this last year and so many months together. We love each other. Come home with us. And Anne's like, I can't leave you. My Dylan, Codex, is still in a coma. When he wakes up, I have to be here for him. And so Eddie is like, yeah, I understand. I do the same thing. All right, I love you. Goodbye. And they leave back into their portal. And the final page is here, what I was showing you. It's just all black, King of Black in the bottom. And we have our bubble of Eddie saying, where did all the stars go? And that's leading us into the start of King of Black from Eddie Brock's perspective. And the next story, Amazing Spider-Man. This last Remains arc has been great. I read a book and I want to read the next one right away. But I don't believe this is 53. I don't believe 54 comes out for like 3 weeks. So it's not fun. At the end of 52, a shocking scene is unfolded where you're led to believe. There's some artwork in here. This is Mark Bagley who's drawing this one. So Peter is murdered at the end of Amazing Spider-Man 52. Kindred snaps his neck and kills Spider-Man. So that's the last panel. He's just straight up murdered. And this story seems like it's all somewhat of a dream. Like I showed here, it's kind of Kindred slithering over what appears to be Peter's sleeping body. And then he just kind of walks away. And then the next page is Peter waking up, kind of frantic and scared. He doesn't know what's going on. He goes downstairs to realize, wait, where the hell? And he's in May's kitchen, and he really doesn't know what's going on. And he is like transported back in time, and he's going somewhere, and he goes up this elevator, and the elevator man is sinister red robotic eye, and he's going to some party. And I almost thought it was party for Flash going off into the military that happened, I mean, decades ago, but I wasn't too sure. And within the crowd of the party down here, Peter sees MJ, and he's like, oh my god, MJ, I have to go talk to her, because of the events that's going on within Amazing Spider-Man before this, not because of the chronology of where he is currently in his past, which we're not too sure of. At least I am not. And one thing about Harry Norman Osborn, which one is this? I mean, shit. I thought this one was Norman, the green eyes, the green undershirt, the more mature aged woman next to him. But then we cut from that to, again, Kindred slicking around and going over Peter's sleeping body, just being extra creepy for no reason. He's a demon of shit, I guess. It's what he's supposed to be. And here he is, the dead corpse of Peter Parker that he's laid over this tomb. And then we go back into the party scene that Peter is experiencing, and he's still running, chasing after MJ, trying to get her attention, trying to talk to her, but she just walks away, and there's too many people in front of him, and he can't get to her, and MJ leaves and goes down the elevator. And Harry's all extra weird, like being all insidious and aggressive towards him. And eventually Harry's talking to him and like snaps Peter out of the fact that he's maybe dreaming, waking him up with Kindred then standing over top of him. We get this cool imagery over here of one panel was Harry, the other panel was Kindred's face. And we see basically Kindred revives Peter, as it seems. I mean, his hand starts glowing, he's reaching for his chest, and then in our next panel, Peter gasps to life, shooting up off of the casket. And Harry or Kindred basically says, "Oh yeah, it's disorienting, isn't it? Like coming back to life." And it's like, "I've done it so many times, and it's still I can't get used to it. I don't know, like it must suck, doesn't it?" And then they have a conversation, and Kindred reveals that he's just wearing a mask. He just rips off a mask and shows his face, like his actual face, to Peter as Harry. Now, we've known it's Harry since ASM 50 when Norman told us, but this is the first inkling that Peter gets that Harry has been Kindred the whole time. And it's interesting that he just pulled off his mask. He's been this like demonic entity this whole time, but he's really just dude in a mask. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but we have 2 more stories to go in this arc. I'm excited to see how it finishes up, but yeah. That is this week's What's Rad. Peace out, guys.